We can't ignore that this is the first generation where the 11-inch and the 13-inch iPad Pros are finally sharing the same specs, where beforehand you'd be compromising by purchasing the smaller iPad Pro. On the surface, the two don't seem too different, but as soon as you see them side by side, it's very clear that Apple took a different approach when designing these. The 11-inch is a true tablet, the true embodiment of Steve Jobs' original philosophy of the iPad.
If there's going to be a third category of device, it's going to have to be better at these kinds of tasks than a laptop or a smartphone. Otherwise, it has no reason for being.
Where it's superior at a handful of things and really bad at other things. Remember, the Gen 1 iPad had a 9.7-inch display, which is smaller than every current iPad except the Mini. But the beauty of the 11-inch is that it's not trying to be a laptop. It weighs a full quarter of a pound or 110 grams lighter than the 13-inch sibling, and you can hold it in one hand easily. This is, in my opinion, the actual maximum size of a tablet you can comfortably carry in your bag or in your hand when going to a coffee shop or cafe without feeling like you're carrying a full laptop with you. Another analogy that comes to mind is that the 11-inch kind of feels like a small book you're reading for fun versus the 13-inch that feels like a hardcover textbook for class. Which leads me to my next point. The 13-inch is very much standing in laptop territory. It literally weighs exactly the same, if not a few grams heavier than the 13-inch MacBook Air when paired with the Magic Keyboard. And that really tells you everything you need to know about the 13-inch iPad Pro. It's more of a laptop in size and weight than it is a tablet. I'd also argue that it's more convenient or feels more at home when attached to the Magic Keyboard than it does without it. And it's quite a bit limiting to those who have smaller hands or are a bit weaker, either for kids or for aging parents or grandparents. So ultimately, the 13-inch will let you comfortably get work done on Outlook, use Slack, write emails, and take down notes, while also being a tablet on the side that you can use to browse the internet or watch some videos, or maybe act as a second display for your MacBook. However, for most of the people who purchase the 13-inch iPad Pro, it'll probably spend at least half, if not much more of its time on the Magic Keyboard. The 11-inch, however, looks and feels better when it's not attached to the Magic Keyboard. The Magic Keyboard at this size is small, a bit cramped, and takes some getting used to. Sure, it can do all the things that the 13-inch can do, but it feels more natural in your hand while you read some articles or watch that short video clip. In that sense, the 11-inch and the 13-inch are, in my opinion, two different items for two different use cases, only sharing the same tablet form factor and operating software. I think this is why so many of us are so torn when it comes to deciding a size, simply because they fill two different sized holes. If I had it my way and a lot of money, I'd have both of them. One strictly for leisure and play, and the other to sit on a desk to get work done where I can occasionally take it to the couch for leisure. To summarize, I made a quick Venn diagram to briefly show what I mean. The 13-inch has more in common with the MacBook Air, with the same size screen, same weight, with the Magic Keyboard, and same comfortability with addressing admin tasks or browsing the internet. Meanwhile, the 11-inch only shares the same OS as the 13-inch, same tablet form factor, and its OLED display. Aside from that, it's much easier to hold in one hand for longer periods of time, and it's a bit cramped for admin tasks and online browsing, and weighs a full quarter pound or 117 grams lighter than the 13-inch bigger brother. Anyways, that's my rant and sums up why I've been struggling with this dilemma well into 2024. Thanks for watching, and if you've made it this far, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.